Hello students, welcome to IIT Biology. In this video we are going to talk about the last 6 months preparation strategy for the IIT JAM Biotechnology examination. And as far as this examination is concerned, you might be knowing the fact that the important poster and the syllabus and everything regarding this examination has been released. The only thing that is lacking is the application form, right? Everything has been released. Now what are the points which needs to be considered when you are specifically targeting this examination? Okay, let me change the color of this pen because most of the students have been requesting me about this examination. Please tell me the strategy. So in this video we will be talking about the different strategies, how you will manage the time in this last 6 months up till January. We will be targeting this examination, and always remember the fact when I say that the examination is going to be conducted from this month, it means that you have to consider this examination from the initial date when the official syllabus and the notification or poster whatever have been released. Right now, for example, in the month of the August, this is the month of the August. In this month you have to collect the question papers, right? And the question papers specifically should be of the last 5 years. You don't have to consider the 10 years or 15 years because drastically the patterns have been changing, and we are only considering the only important questions, the easy questions which have been asked into the last 15 or 20 years, or from whenever year the JAM was being conducted, right? So this is the wrong strategy because most of the students, they just collect the 15 or 20 years paper and they don't practice it, and they collect it at some places and they don't study. So it is better to study from the last 5 years, right? From the year 2020 to 2025. Only this much of the paper should be there, and you have to specifically target the important sections which have been included into your syllabus, right? Now the next important thing is 8 plus 8 plus 8 strategy. What is it talking about? This 8 plus 8 plus 8 are not merely the numbers, these are the hours you have to study, right? So there are 24 hours, and of course your mathematics is very good. 8 plus 8 plus 8, when you will add these all numbers, you will get 24, right? So 24 hours make a one day. So in that 8 hours, the first 8 hours, you have to take a proper nap, a proper sleep, right? This is an examination. Of course it is going to decide your future. There's no denying the fact that this is going to decide your future, but that doesn't mean that you will not take a proper sleep, right? Now remaining 8 plus 8 hours, in these 8 hours you will take a proper sleep, okay? And in these 8 hours you have to do whatever the work you want to do. Go and help your mother in the kitchen, go and talk to your friends, whatever you want to do your college work, right? If you are if you have taken the drop, then in these 8 hours you can go and play around, you can just talk to your friends, take a tea, whatever you want to do. 8 hours should be for the proper fun and everything you want to do, because in most of the cases the student study for the 16 hours and they don't revise. Please don't skip this video because you have to follow the strategies from a failed aspirant, right? I have been a failed aspirant since ages. That is why I'm requesting you to follow this strategy, right? And the last 8 hours, this is very much sincere. This is for the sincere students who are very much concerned about this examination, right? Now in these 8 hours, what you have to do, in these 8 hours you have to again divide it into 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 2 is 6 plus 2 is 8, right? In these 2 hours you have to study biology, mathematics, physics and chemistry, right? It is not sure and certain that you have to take a continuous 8 hours of this study, right? You can divide and study it into the different patterns, right? Like in night you can, some people are early bird, some people are like the late owl. They love to study at their different respective timings. But what I mean to say is that you have to burn the midnight oil. If you are not burning it, you are not going to achieve it, right? Because you are having a plenty amount of the time, so you can achieve this in this a good period of the time. Okay, how much marks are needed for the good IIT? Because it's a very significant question asked by most of the students, whether they ask me in the comment section or they ask me in the respective Instagram inbox. Okay, so here I'm going to deliver something very good for you. For example, you have to target the good IIT. For example, IIT Delhi has right now have been included into your JAM examination. So what they are considering is that you have to take 55. See, most of the people will be asking me in the comment section, what is the cutoff for EWS? What is the cutoff for the SC, ST and the OBC? My dear student, why are you talking specifically about it? So for example, if you have been able to cross that limit bar, okay, you have been able to cross the cutoff. That is not merely going to give you something, right? So that 55% mark is very much mandatory in order to get the good IIT. After that we shall be talking about the later on what are again the good marks. Now one student who has been able to get the 75 marks, everybody start chasing that particular person. This is a very wrong perspective, right? I am seeing, I'm watching most of the coaching institute, what they are doing, they are just posting a poster of the topper who have been successfully able to get a good amount of the marks. This is not for everyone. So a decent amount of the marks should be there from 55 to 65, right? Try to get the marks in between these two. Don't talk about the SC, ST, OBC or EWS, anything else. Target the general marks, and that is going to give you a very significant amount of the IIT in which you can go into the IIT, you can get the good IIT. Of course, any IIT you are targeting, or NIT or IISER, you will be doing your masters from biotechnology, right? If we talk about the IIT Kharagpur, it's only talking about the molecular medicine, also molecular biology, molecular medicine. Official perspective will be out and we will be discussing about that also later on, okay? So syllabus has been changed. What you have to do, you have to download the official syllabus from the official site, site. Don't listen to the people what they are mentioning. Go to the site, take the previous syllabus, try to match it. In fact, I have done a proper analysis also, you can go and check it, the video out there. Go and take it out and see what have been changed. And if you don't want to compare, just take the new syllabus and start studying from that. What are the proper and the good amount of the book you have to keep, that video I have also made. How is the note making strategy, I have also made a video on that. The problem with the current student is that they are not watching the video, they want everything right into their hands. This is the problem. Just go and watch each and everything which have been mentioned by me in this particular video, and most of the thing will be added into the description and everything that we will be discussing about it later on, okay? Now point number 3 is that take the test series. The most important and the significant thing which you have to keep into your mind is that you have to take the test series. Test series, sir, you are talking about this very earlier. Okay, now earlier is not something very much bad for you. This is something which is going to improve your analytical skills, right? The moment when you will start purchasing it from the day one, you will realize the important fact, the figures, the important data about this examination from the early point of view. Now listen to me carefully what I am saying. The syllabus has been changed, the pattern has not been changed yet. So the test series which have been designed is significantly very important for you. Go and purchase it. This is very good, and I'm not just imposing it on you, it's completely on you. You can take it, you cannot take it, this is your duty. My duty was to tell you that purchase it as early as possible, because it will create a kind of phobia that you have to study at any cost. First of all, you have invested your money. Second of all, what is that? You have to analyze the paper, and paper will be not offline, it will be online. And online papers or mock tests or test series, whatever you are taking, that will create a kind of discipline for you, okay? So you have to analyze, keep this with yourself, and it will go to 25 of the August, right? You can use the coupon code RKB25. This is not mandatory, okay? I have mentioned this point just for the sake of convenience. The moment when you will take this, you will realize the importance of this examination, and then you will study harder for it, for the good marks, okay? So what was the first important point? The first important was to collect the question papers in the last 5 months only, and then you have to follow the 8+8+8 strategy, and then you have to take a test series. If you want to purchase ours, it is RKB25 coupon code. You can go there and avail the courses, okay? Now the next important point is strategy to deal with the physics, chemistry, maths and biology. Now this slide contains a bunch of the topics, okay? So what are those important things you have to keep in your mind when you are targeting this examination? Look at this slide very carefully. Don't miss this point, a very significant point for you. This might turn out to be a turning point for you, okay? A strategy to deal with physics. Now in physics, most of the students, what they do, they just start imagining the fact that they will be asked a lot of bunches of the question, the numerical perspective, the Newtonian mechanics, the optics, the wave optics, the semiconductor electronics. My dear student, why are you falling in the trap of most of the YouTubers that they are telling you that you have to follow the strategy of the the numerical perspective? The numerical perspective is not very much mandatory for the IITs. Have you seen that question paper, or you are just simply analyzing it by your own point of view? This is not a point. In physics you have to follow 40% only numericals. It means out of 10 you have to follow only 4, and 60% should be theory. They give the statement wise question like on refractive index. Okay, now the phase wave, whatever they give you in mostly, because they also know that these are the biotechnology students. What are the important points to be considered? That you have to follow the theoretical aspect of the physics, not completely, but yes, not wholly, or that wholly you will follow this concept from back and forward. Okay, just simply 40% numerical, 60% theoretical. Okay, chemistry. Now chemistry is very mandatory. In fact, if I tell you that physics should be ignored, mathematics should be ignored, but you can't ignore chemistry. The reason being, listen to me carefully what I'm saying. The reason being that chemistry contains physical, organic and inorganic, all three. Okay, so this might create an edge, a cutthroat competition for all the students who are preparing for this examination, because you also know that mathematics, most of the students will leave this portion. Most of these students they simply just leave this portion. Okay, you can't leave it. You can just simply target the important target like limits, differentiation, continuity. Okay, these simple things you can target, and you can just give your examination in a very proper format. Okay, now the another thing is biology. Chemistry you can't leave physical, organic, inorganic. It is very much mandatory. Start preparing from the physical first. In that also start with the electrochemistry. These don't have any relation with any other any other topic. So electrochemistry is something which you can prepare from basics, and you can start it randomly by picking any of the topic. Okay, like from Daniel cell, like from Nernst equation, start it simply. There is no problem with that. Okay, now in after electrochemistry you can just simply pick out the whatever the syllabus has been provided to you, the solid state or the solution, the molarity, whatever you want to pick. Okay, and please don't leave this molarity, because this is very important in later ages also, when you will grow up, when you will give the examination for your CSIR NET JRF, and you will successfully qualify that examination. In interview also they will ask you the questions on the molarity and molality, and you have to solve this before the examination, because they judge you on the basis of this. Okay, now organic. In organic it is very mandatory to remember the mechanism, not the whole mechanism, but yeah, it is mandatory to understand the mechanism behind the reactions, because most of the cases what happens, they don't give you the by name reaction. They just simply mention the important aspects of the reaction from the mechanism point of view, and that you are not able to target it, and either you leave it, either you make a blunder over there. So if you start preparing it from right now, then you can most significantly target this from the later point of view, when you will be solving the mock test and whatever you want. Okay, in inorganic also you have to start from the alkali metal, the alkaline earth metal, okay, the S block elements, and then you should go immediately, you should go to the coordination chemistry. Okay, now there is a point behind this. You can start from coordination also, but for coordination you have to develop a link from the D block elements, the F block elements. These are mandatory. Okay, now crystal field theory. Now do you remember those golden days when you used to study all these things? I hope you remember this. Okay, now biology. In biology, start preparing from biochemistry. This is one of the toughest subject. Most of the people say that methods in biology is tough, but from my point of view, biochemistry is tough. And my dear friend, I have also qualified CVT PG with 176 marks in 2022 out of 300. Okay, it is a very decent mark. If you go there in 2022 and see this amount of the bunch of the numbers, you will realize this is a proper amount of mark. Okay, so my biochemistry is good, as told by most of my seniors. They often told me that yes, your biochemistry is a little bit good. I'm not saying that I'm very much knowledgeable about this subject, but yeah, I'm having a proper amount of knowledge. I can teach you. Okay, in biology you can target the biochemistry first. After that, go for molecular biology. Listen to me carefully what I'm saying. Molecular biology is very much mandatory, because they simply give you the graph, they simply give you the match the column, the different names of the enzymes, and you have to just simply just match it down, and just you have to, there is no, in molecular biology there is no as such as far as my knowledge goes, there is no such numerical perspective. Okay, after that you can start preparing for the spectroscopy, not spectroscopy specifically, but you can prepare it from methods of biology point of view. Spectroscopy, then you can go for the chromatography, and then all those techniques, ELISA, RIA, you can go and prepare it. Okay, and after that you have to follow the botany portion, because you know most of the biotechnology exams are specifically targeted by the biotechnology candidates, those who are having the some amount of the technical knowledge about it. Now botany students, they always study the fusion of the applied sciences and the classical sciences, and there is no denying with the fact that the botany students love to prefer the classical botany as far as the applied botany. So for all the botany students, it is very mandatory to cover the plant biology later on. First cover the applied aspect, then go for the classical aspect. Okay, so these are the points you have to keep into your mind. After that, I'm completely leaving on you how you are preparing, but from my point of view, go with the biochemistry first, then molecular biology, then go for the methods in biology. After that you can prepare. Some people love to study animal biology. Now it's my humble request to all of you, whatever you are studying, study from the perspective of that particular examination. Don't go into the deep. You don't have to be scientist at this point right now. You have to be scientist in the later ages, but not right now. Most of the people, they go deeply into that particular subject and there is no relevance. Only 1 or 2 questions are asked from that point. So what was the perspective of reading that so much? Now for example, in my case, whenever I give the CSIR net examination, there is saying that if you are not preparing for the immunology, you will not be able to get the, I say what is the need to prepare immunology so much, because the questions asked are only 2, 3 or 4. And the questions are not relevant from the point of view of what I am studying. Like I study the basics of the innate, adaptive, and all those things. These have been mentioned to your IIT JAM syllabus also. Innate, adaptive, they have given a simple topic. It means you have to study only innate and adaptive. Don't go for anything else. The very complex graphs, the whole Kubai you are studying. What is the need to study Kubai at this point? Whatever material you are taking, whatever coaching you have taken, I'm not saying that you have to follow my coaching also, but whatever coaching or you have taken, believe on their notes. Don't follow too much. Read only from the relevant of that examination. Okay, now what are the books which need to be considered? I think I have considered this point. Don't study the foreign writer books. If you are thinking that there is a time to study this particular subject from this particular book, the foreign writer, the American writer, or any writer who is there in that respective subject, you don't have to study that book so much. Go with the textbook. You can also prepare it from the textbook, from the basic BSc books which you have purchased, or you can just simply follow the notes. Okay, notes very mandatory. You have to make the notes. It doesn't matter how beautifully you know the subject, make the notes. Okay, and don't print it out. Make the notes by yourself so that you can understand. अगर आपको हिंदी में मन कर रहा है तो write it down in हिंदी. अगर आपको इंग्लिश में मन कर रहा है तो इंग्लिश में लिखिए उसमें. अगर आप समझ नहीं पा रहे हैं then don't follow anything else. Okay, question solving approach. What should be the question solving approach? Study one topic and solve the question immediately. I know most of the people will not find it relevant, but my point of view is that if you are studying anything, if you have suppose studied the simple growth kinetics, now let me erase this thing because it is creating a kind of mess over here. Okay, now if you have studied the growth kinetics, चलो यार अब लगाते हैं, देखते हैं क्या पूछ रहा है. Let me see what they have asked the questions. Solve this question. If you are not able to solve the growth kinetics, just mark it, move forward. देखा जाएगा बाद में. We will be seeing this, we will be watching this later on. Okay, वैसे बनाते चलो. Okay, now नवंबर से जैन की क्या प्लानिंग होनी चाहिए? See, this was collection of the question papers and then following the 8+8 strategy. This was up to October, right? From August to October, the strategy was to simply cover your basics, analyze the questions, take the test series, whatever you want. But what should be the approach of the November to Jan? I am telling this very earlier, but it is mandatory to tell. Okay, what is the approach of November and January? In November, what you have to do, just start revising whether you are completed or not. start revising. For example, you have completed the one topic of ecology and then you have moved forward to the another topic of ecology. So in morning, whatever your time routine is, take 1 hour or 30 minutes, write it down on your A4 sheet paper and revise it. Or it is not mandatory to make notes on the A4 sheet, you can also prepare it on your notebook or any sources which you are using. Okay, so you can also use this note for your preparation. In early morning, you have to revise those concepts what you have studied the one day before you have made the notes. Okay, so you have to make the notes, you have to revise it early in the morning and then move forward, so that you can revise these concepts most significantly. This point can give you the lot of important things from the exam perspective. Important point is that you have to make the bullet points. Purchase A4 sheet papers, make the bullet points. Bullet points are very much essential. In the last moment, you will not be able to gain or collapse each and everything. So what is that one thing you have to keep into your mind? That you have to make the bullet points. That bullet points are very much mandatory. That will help you in the end. Not everything will help, but something will help. Okay, now this was November to Jan planning. In January, you have to finish each and everything, because in Feb you have to give your examination. And for any kind of examination, whether you are targeting GAT-B, CUET, PG, IIT JAM, any master's level examination, you have to cover the syllabus, revision, test series 15 days before. How come? How will you come to know about your preparation have been completed in 15 days before or not? You will be able to get the good marks in the test series. If you are getting good marks in test series the 15 days before, whatever examination or test series or whatever you have purchased, it means you are approaching towards that golden number, so that you can get into the IITs. Okay, so this was too much for today, because you know I don't like to mug up all these things very rapidly for you. So what I mean to say is that start preparing for them day one. Immediately when the posters are released, some people have started preparing it from the day one. Okay, day one means January 1st 2025, because they were knowing they are not having a lot of time and they will be covering each and everything. And if you are preparing it from right now, start targeting the selective topics. Don't go for each and everything. Okay, so if you like this video, it's my humble request, please subscribe the channel. Please subscribe the channel. It is very mandatory, because I am going to tell you each and everything without making any flaws, any mistakes. Okay, so obnoxious things are not going to give you anything. They are not going to give you anything. And this is a very much important channel for your career. It is very important, because see, I don't go with the rat race. I just don't follow blindly anything. I just simply analyze the things, analyze the syllabus, analyze the notification, and then I make the video. If you want the genuine content, please subscribe this channel. Okay, and please share with your friends. Okay, so with this I'm signing off for today. Okay, thank you so much.